So, are you going to read the article?
Yes,
So, which one it is?
so I'd like to read article number 3.
Okay, go ahead. All the best. Article number 3.
Thank you. DSC to weigh acquisition of Rafale ahead of Macron visit. 18 aircraft are likely to be acquired in flyaway condition to meet immediate needs, with the rest to be manufactured in India. An official says the source code will remain with the French side. Ahead of French President Emmanuel Macron's visit to India for the Artificial Intelligence Summit, the Defense Acquisition Council (DAC), chaired by Defense Minister Rajnath Singh, is scheduled to meet in the second week of February to consider key procurement proposals aimed at enhancing the operational capabilities of the armed forces. Senior defense officials confirmed that the DAC meeting would grant acceptance of necessity for several acquisition proposals during his stay. President Macron is expected to meet Mr. Singh to discuss bilateral defense cooperation between India and France. Another defense official said that multiple proposals will be tabled at the meeting, including the acquisition of 114 Rafale fighter aircraft for France. Following DAC clearance, the proposal will be placed before the Cabinet Committee on Security (CCS) chaired by the Prime Minister for final approval. Under the proposed plan, the bulk of the aircraft will be manufactured in India, with indigenous components accounting for approximately 30% to 40% of the overall content, providing a significant boost to domestic defense manufacturing. The official added that 18 aircraft are likely to be acquired in flyaway condition to meet the Indian Air Force immediate operational requirements, while the remaining jets will be manufactured in India. The source code, however, will remain with the French side. Largest acquisitions. Defense experts noted that once cleared by the CCS, the deal will rank among the largest defense acquisitions undertaken by India. The procurement will take the total Rafale fleet in the country to 176 aircraft, with the IF already operating 36 Rafale jets and the Indian Navy having placed orders for 26 naval variants last year. The AI Summit is expected to see participations from representatives of several countries, including Brazil, Switzerland, Greece, Serbia, Spain, and Finland. Separately, Indian Air Force Chief Air Marshal A.P. Singh, in his interaction with press persons earlier, had flagged concerns over delays in fighter aircraft deliveries, noting that Hindustan Aeronautics Limited has fallen behind schedule partly due to delays in the supply of the F404 IN-20 engines from GE. The AF has repeatedly underscored the urgency of strengthening its fighter fleet and a rapidly evolving regional security environment to maintain a comfortable strength. We need two squadrons, around 30 to 40 aircraft, produced every year. Replacement is not a choice, it's necessity, the air chief had said earlier. So I have completed my reading part. I am going to summarize this. That the this article basically focuses on the Rafale fighter jets and the Macron visit, who is president of France, because we all know that we have a deal with France that they will deliver us fighter jets Rafale, which is a 4.5 generation aircraft, and right now we have 36. We are already operating 36 Rafale jets, but we have ordered 176 aircraft with the France, and also in the President Emmanuel Macron will be visit India for the AI summit, and he will meet DAC Defense Acquisition Council, which is chaired by our Defense Minister Rajnath Singh, and they will discuss about the things that um, India has demands for at least uh, 20 to 25 fighter jets right now, because due to lackness of fighter jets, because we all know we have the fighter jets like MiG-20 and the other um, Su-13, I think. So that is very old. That was from we have from 1975 or 1970, and also the in the other side we see the Pakistans, like they are planning for acquisition Turkey's fifth generation fighter craft and Chinese fifth generation fighter craft. So it is very necessary for us to acquire the fighter jets. And also uh, we have a agreement with the France that we will produce the Rafale fighter jets in India. That will boost our domestic manufacturing of defense. So we are planning that also, but right now we have it's our necessity to order at least 20 to 25 fighter jets. And for the if we uh, manufacture with France 176 Rafale fighter jets, so it will be the one of the largest acquisition of defense partnership with any country. Like we have right now we have the largest acquisition from the Russia, because the 80% of the I think almost 80% of our military equipments are from Russia. But now, right now, we are moving for the fighter jets to the France, because he's ready for sharing the um, technology and manufacturing in India. It will be boost to uh, our engineers will be skilled that how we build, and it's good for us. And in the press conference, our chief marshal AP Singh has already mentioned that Hindustan Aeronautics Limited has fallen to schedule our need for the domestic safeguards and the supply of engines if 404 IN-20. So they are failed to supply us. And IF has repeatedly it's urgency for us to strengthen our securing the borders and our air. So we need to it is our necessary to acquire the new ones. So this is all from my side. I have completed my summarizing part also.
Thank you. And now you have to write two vocabs from this article and write down in the into the group chat. Okay, all the best. And thank you for summarizing it. It's a very beautiful article regarding Rafael. We should indigenously assemble Rafael or build Rafael in our country. And it's important to have a technological transfer because we are really lacking behind technology compared to the developed countries like China, France, and USA, and compared to Israel and Russia. So it's important that we should do technology sharing, and we should purchase technology. So it's really important for us because using those technology we can further build our programs, our missions. For example, having a huge missile technology, India is now developing lot of BrahMos, lot of Brak 8 missiles. We are having the power in the domain of missile, the same power we need in the domain of fighter jet, in the domain of submarines, in the domain of weapons. So it's a very good thing. And yeah, that is what I have to say. Now let me see who is the next participant. Okay, no one is there. I think Shikha ma'am is not in the VC, so we are going to not let her
Um,
read.
Hello. I'm audible.
Okay, before Shikha, okay, it's
Yeah,
as you have given,
yeah,
given.
I am here.
Don't worry, man. I will take Azaz's name, Azaz Ahmed. All the best.
Okay, let me find the my
M-
my article.
May may I start?
No,
Hey, let
okay.
me.
Before means Azaz has given the name in the second list. After that, Shikha, you will be in the. Okay.
What I am to do?
No, you just wait for 5 minutes. Azaz will read the
Okay, okay,
article.
no
After
matter.
that, okay.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay. First of all, good morning, everyone. I hope you are doing well. My article number is 19. India Pakistan were once on same page. India Presidency Prudential Cup win in 1983 did not just give cricket a new world champion, it also heralded a chance in the control of game's levers of power. Although the West Indies were dominant on the field of play, it was England and Australia who held the reins in a global cricket administration. Players from the Caribbean, India, and Pakistan had shown that they did not always need to bat, ball, and field in the white man's ways. But global cricket administration was still waiting for its decolonization moment. It was then that the BCCI and the Pakistani board came together to challenge historical privilege and bring the World Cup to the subcontinent in 1987. The Indian board was headed by a politician N.K.P. Selv. His Pakistani counterpart Noor Khan was an air marshal, but the two found common purpose in unshackling the game's governance from its colonial origin. Even when their countries were on the brink of armed confrontation, recounting this almost forgotten chapter today might seem like nostalgia when cricket is no longer a diplomatic tool. The handshake row at the Asia Cup signaled that the political veterans and split over into the field, and now the continuing solidarities over the T20 World Cup. That announcement that the Pakistan team won't play India is the latest. Bodes ill for the health of the game itself. Hypnoticism was always a leitmotif of India-Pakistan contests. In the 1996 World Cup co-hosted by India, Pakistan and Sri Lanka, when the crowd at the Chinnaswamy Stadium, Bangalore, jeered Javed Miandar after the Pakistani great had played his last innings, this seems to be indicating what Umberto Eco had said in the critique of spectator sports. For Eco, what happens in the field of play was only nominally a contest between players. It was rather a competition between us suppo- supporters of two teams and bore all the hallmarks of the relation between societies and politics they represent. But India-Pakistan cricket often gave advance evidence that eco-analysis was that a cultural critic who only saw a sport's dark side. Barely 3 years after the appealing send-off to minded spectators in Chennai gave a standing ovation to the Pakistani team after it had defeated a monumental Sachin Tendulkar innings to earn famous victory. Even today, the internet is ripple, replete with heartwarming stories of friendship between the players and two countries, respecting showcase and even exchanging jokes during a tense phase of play. They could see cricket for what it was game that was when India and Pakistan played more often in the last 15 years. Encounters have legally been confined to ICC tournaments. On TV matches are often formed in militaristic matches, language, revenge, even war. If what happened at the Asia Cup is any indication, there is now also generation of players who embody the political tension between India and Pakistan. Slave Khan and their successor leveraged the power of TV revenue in the subcontinent to dismantle cricket's traditional power structure, but TV has today turned broader tension between India and Pakistan into a spectacle news channel, amplify tension and orchestrate debates in a way that play to the emotion of the audience in his magisterial history of the 20th century. The age of external historian Eric Hobdown wrote that times when war was something that was fought between the armed forces of nations or enemy blocs. Today, however, navigating geopolitics anxieties is not merely matter between governments. They have infiltrated every social life to point where many common Indians see common Pakistani as an enemy after its recent turmoil. Bangladesh too has become embroiled, em- embroiled in this ecosystem. Groups threatening to disrupt matches in India date back at least 2 decades. Films had from administration, including those who run cricket, would keep such a mischief marks at bay. But such threats are no longer today. The stock in trade of figure groups, the uproar from leaders across the political system, social media trolls, and TV commentators that led to the BCCI virtually forking KKR to honor its decision to select Bangladeshi player Mustafizur Rahman is a case in point. It's true that India audience give the BCCI economic clout, but with great power come great responsibility. Unlike in Sale and Noor Khan's time, however, the cricket boards too have become participants in Ranch's narratives today. Decisions on cricket involving India, Pakistan, and increasingly Bangladesh are not just about cricket. The sport deserves better. So now I have completed my reading part. Now I'm going to summarize. So this article is all about related to India Pakistan game. So in this article has mentioned about that India and Pakistan were on same page in the past. Here mentioned about that 19th decade when eh, India Pakistan used to play. It is the very huge amount of there are so many spectators used to see the game, and before the dominant cricket only western country they did, like Australia, England, and Caribbean, eh, like Caribbean team like West Indies, they used to control in they dominate in cricket. But after India and Pakistan they start used to play cricket, the domination of the Western country, they turn into the like Asian subcontinent country like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. The all countries they started dominate in cricket. So in 1987, 1983 had mentioned when the cricket came in subcontinents and they started play between India, Pakistan, like series and all the other kind of series. So their spectators and other thing has increased drastically. So and he mentioned about that like BCCI and PCB you they came together and they challenged the Western like England, Australia, which have already mentioned they have started. But after time is passing, the relation between India and Pakistan was not that much good, and they started to stop the play bilateral game between India and Pakistan, and here mention about that like T20 is around the corner, which would be held in India and Sri Lanka. So where Pakistan team uh, and Pakistan government has announced that Pakistan won't play its game against India due to the some reason they have mentioned because it's a, and so this is there are so many things would be happen if Pakistan won't play its does not play its game against India. There are so many issue with not only for between the two boards in BCCI and Pakistan cricket, but even the ICC would also face problem because so many here mention about that, like which have already mentioned like audience and here the ice ball they come from India and Pakistan match and mention about that like money broadcasting has also here mentioned like they may face and here mention about like cultural cricket like used to happen in past like in Chennai here mention about that where Javed Miandad is one of the best batsmen of the subcontinent where defeated India and all the Indian audience they stood up and they clapping for them Pakistan. So we can imagine how can like in the spectator was used to be very cricket lover. It doesn't matter our country is defeated or not, but they just stand and clapping for their opposition team. And here mention about that like and a Bangladeshi player and recent no like there are there war was happened between India and Pakistan like conflict and where auction was going on of IPL where KKR team uh, bought Bangladeshi player Mustafizur Rahman. After that, the because we know the between India and Bangladesh also relation is not that much good, so that's why like Indian government and BCCI uh, announced announced to note like Mr. Rahman won't play in IPL. They just kicked them out. So that's why the relation between India and Bangladesh was not good. So that's why India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh they are not that much together as they used to be. So that's why like they all the facing problem in these countries like nutrition of food they're all direct implication on cricket, so that's why here mentioned in this article and here mentioned like a sport deserve better. Yeah, it is also much.
Yeah, thank you for reading. And now you have to write down two vocabs of it. Okay. Yeah. So moving on with the next participant, Shikha. Shikha, are you there? And after that, we will have Utkarsh, and these two will be the participant. Shikha, are you there? Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
So which article you are going to read? The fourth one.
Yes, I want to read article number 4. May I go ahead? Am I audible?
Yeah, yes, you are audible. Go ahead. Read the article number.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I am going to read article number 4. US shuts down 200 illegal online pharmacies tied with an Indian-based criminal organization. The US Drug Enforcement Administrator DEA has announced the shutdown of over 200 website domains tied to an India-based transitional criminal organization TEO allegedly responsible for at least 6 fatal and 4 non-fatal overdoses. 4 persons have been arrested so far. The DEA executed the operation in cooperation with the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of New York. The TCO tied to these illegal online pharmacies has been under investigations by DA Rocky Mountain Field Division since 2022. Read its statement. Leveraging its global reach, DA actively collaborates with our government of India law enforcement partners to identify, investigate, and dismantle dangerous criminal organizations that engage in these type of illegal drug trafficking operation, said DEA, adding that it would continue its crackdown on illicit pharmaceutical distributions at the source through joint operations. The agency's field offices launched the searches on January 27 across US, leading to the arrest of 4 individuals, along with the issuance of 5 immediate suspension order ISO and 1 order to show cause OTSC against DEA registered pharmacies. These actions were in addition to the US government shutting down more than 200 online pharmacies accused of filling hundreds of thousands of orders of delivered pharmaceuticals and counterfeit pills without valid prescription, the DEA said. The agency has approached hundreds of customers who bought medication through them. This case demonstrates how foreign-based traffickers exploit our healthcare system, hide behind the internet, and use people inside United States to move dangerous drug under the guise of legitimate commerce, said DEA Administrator Terence Cole. In 2024, DEA has cautioned the U.S. citizens against an increase in illegal online pharmacies, many of which sold and shipped counterfeit pills made with fentanyl to unsuspecting customers, it said. The agency said that many of the sites taken down as part of Operation Meltdown claim to be legitimate, based in the US and FDA approved, but it found that their operators were often working with drug traffickers to fulfill outside orders with counterfeit pills or diverse, divert, diverted pharmaceuticals. Sorry. These counterfeit medications are often made with fentanyl or methamphetamine, and taking them can lead to serious health risks, including harmful side effects, ineffective treatment, and even death. It added. That's all my reading part. That is US in this article. It is US Drug Enforcement Administrator DA. That is, they have announced that India US that is there are 200 web domains that is who are tied with in India based organizations organization TCO. Sorry. That is, they have 200 websites are there who are connected with the India, and also they are tied. They are uh, mm, selling their medicine which are not good for health, and already that is DEA has announced it, and the TCO, that is another organization, also make them, that is charge sheet, that is process is going on, arrested after arrested by DEA, and then investigations also going on, and he also, that is DE also told that it is a serious matter, because it is about health, and India government to fight against it, for jointly to discriminate, to investigate, to dismelting, and also the punishment like that. They have to stop it, and if both the countries will jointly jointly do the matter, do everything to delete them, to arrest them, everything they can do. The agency also started this process January 27, and this year, and also they are also that is DE also causes the Indian, that is the people of citizen, that is they should not buy any medicine by through online, and also without, but they are habituated with it, and also they are something, they also buy it without prescription, and this is a very dangerous process, and these traffickers also exploit US health problem, and health problem is like that they can which chemical it is used in this medicine, it is very harmful to anyone's health, and like that they can health risks, including side effects, and also ineffective treatment, and even death. So it is very serious problem, and nowadays it is going on. But India, I think India also agreed with US to go to the matter seriously, and they also Indian that is agency ED also do that arrest them. Both effect should reduce this process, dangerous process. Thank you.
Thank you for reading it. Now you have to select two vocabs from this article, and
Thank you.
very beautiful article, and it is
Mm,
regarding the illegal pharmaceuticals, that is medicines, which are getting sold using online digital platforms. These means pharmaceuticals were not allowed in USA because US concerned that they can be harmful for humans, and they are Indian medicines. Many Indian medicines are allowed in USA. We are still exporting lot of medicines, pharmaceuticals across the world, but some medicines are not allowed. And when they were being sold using online platforms, that link is broken by USA. 200 such people means things are arrested. So this is the article is all about.
yeah,
And
yes. Thank you.
it also shows that uh, uh, in today's government, whether it is how poor decision makers the government is, current government is of USA, but in the field of drugs, pharmaceuticals, they are very aware. They want to not to intake any illegal drugs, whether it is used for medicines or for pleasure. They don't want it. So this is the steps they are taking.
Mm.
Now
There's
we will move forward. Yes.
some
Yeah.
addicted also addiction also going on in this regard. They also mix it like that, and for
Yeah.
this reason they just bound to buy it, and in cheap price also. For this reason they could not control themselves. So after cautiousness of and that is the DT also, that is they are also they don't care, so they are using that. Don't believe them. That is the farmers. That is pharmaceutical companies. That is who are selling these medicines.
Yeah.
These
Yes.
medicines. So in India, there are so many medicines are banned, but we are using it. That's a bad thing for our habit.
Okay, yeah, very beautiful lines. And now we are moving forward with our last participants, Utkarsh Priyadarshini. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Very good morning,
Yeah, very good
Jitendra.
morning. Which article you are going to
Okay,
read?
I'm going to read 15, article number 15.
Okay, go ahead. All the best.
Thank you. So, very good morning, everyone. This side, Utkarsh Priyadarshini, and I'm going to read article number 15. Uh, More money for defense, now fix the process. The finance minister has been rather generous. The new defense budget is being touted as being the first double-digit jump in India's defense expenditure in decades. Ever since its steady decline from 2017 at 2% of the budget, it sends a signal of strategic determination in a more than usually turbulent world. The funds will have to be used prudently and expeditiously, which demands systemic change, not tinkering in the budget process. As frenemies about and tennis rules-based order collapse, there is no time to lose. Good and the bad. The most talked about aspect in the budget's 15% hike, hitting 2% of GDP, up from 1.9% last year. Second, in a notable shift, capital expenditure has outpaced the revenue budget, up more than 22%, reversing years of neglect. Third, there is a clear thirst towards modernization. The Indian Air Force gets a hefty 32% rise, while the Indian Army has got a 30% hike for heavy vehicle and weapons. Oddly, the Indian Navy, with its ambitious commitment in the Indian Ocean, gets 3% Ironically, this is probably due to its success in indigenization and a proven capability to absorb allotted funds. All this is good, but the rupee has weakened substantially against the dollar, which means that payment for capital goods such as aircraft has become more expensive. It is not all bad news. Defense exports are rising. Rupees 23,000 crore last year as against rupees 1,000 crore in 2014. A chunk of Indian Army's mobility equipment is made here by the Tatas, Ashok Leyland and others, but this does not into the double-digit increase. There are also the pension payments, which rose by 6.56%, but it is still at 21.84% when compared to 27.95% for capital expenditure of the Ministry of Defense allocation. Before FYI 987-88, they came under central government pensions and were not clubbed with the defense budget. Despite this, the budget was still 3.31% of GDP. The size of the economy then was less than half of what it is today, but it still provides a certain perspective. It might be time to reinvent that wheel. Bureaucracy and delays. A welcome aspect is that 75% of the capital acquisition budget for procurement has been earmarked for domestic industries, which includes private players. The government thrust in this direction has been consistent, with defense production recording a 174% surge from 2014 to 15. But beyond this is the reality of a complex bureaucratic system, one aspect of which is the L1 lowest cost rule, which favors large industries rather than innovators who are vital for a tech-intensive industries. They cannot compete, especially when transitioning to manufacturing. This need not only hand-holding but also clarity in forward planning and promised volumes. The next factor is this: the interminable delays in vital programs such as Project 75 for submarines, approved in 1997. Expected delivery time are now in the mid-2030s. The Rafale fighter aircraft deal, which was envisioned in the 1990s, saw results only 2019 to 20. It is unsurprising that MOD had to return rupees 12,500 crore of its capital allocation in FY 2024-25. It is time to re-examine the repeated demand for a non-lapsable defense modernization fund, which was announced in the financial year 2004 to 2005 budget. Budget speech, but never implemented. Financial convenience cannot result in the defense industry being held hostage. Research and development lies scattered. A key area is research and development. R&D funds for the Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, and a slew of research organizations have been increased. Many have potential benefits for defense production, but research is segmented despite often being dual use. It seldom translates into better defense capabilities. India's overall research budget also remains 0.66% of GDP. Compare that to Japan at 3.70%, funded primarily by the private sector. In India, there is a near absence of private sector research and development. Those in the big league must loosen up and unify research and its direction. A pacifist country such as Japan has now allocated 2.2% of its defense. So has Australia with a far lower threat profile. Europe too is moving to larger allocations. At issue here is the guns versus butter lens through which the defense budget is viewed. Instead, it needs to be melded with the vision of Viksit Bharat, $30 trillion economy. The Border Roads Organization, for instance, delivers the Connectivity for Vibrant Villages program, which is vital to border development. In another example, the Prime Minister remarked that indigenous shipbuilding has a 6.5 multiplier effect on employment with its multiple and ancillary industries. This applies almost across the board. The budget has to be seen as a tool for powering growth rather than being a non-development section. Once this is done, the process will follow. I'm done with the reading part. So now I'm going to summarize this article. So basically, this article is all about the money increment in defense sector. But the thing is, like in this article, it's mentioned that like money has been increased in defense sector, and it's 2% of India's it's 2% of India's GDP. So it's mentioned that it's 1.9%. It was like here it was mentioned. It was 1.9% more than last year budget. So in this financial year, the expenditure on defense sector has been increased. But thing is, the money will not be that useful, even it has been increased when it's not used properly or carefully. So the bad here in this article, bad and good part is mentioned, like despite of increasing the budget on defense sector, and like this year in budget reveal time, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman she declared the more budget is will be focused on transportation, and then second one is defense sector. So it's first time it's double digit the budget has been increased. So the good news is that it's 15 there is 15% increase in defense spending. It's important for India because in this unstable world, India is thinking about national security. So it's good. And second thing, there are lots of capital expenditure has been increased, like in fighter jets, warship, missiles, tanks, modern technology. So it's a good news. Like India is increased by more than 22%, which is good, and that will create a huge impact on that. And yes, bad thing is this, like despite of this increase, there is a very slow procurement process that will that always delays things to happen, we have very complex bureaucracy problems, and there is delay in that, there is complicated rules, heavy and there is a very lengthy paperwork process, and approval is also happens in delay. So this is going to impact this sector. And even one, like some project like examples of some project is given, like project 75 submarines that was approved in 1997, but what happened, its delivery was shifted to mid 2030s. That is very slow procurement. Like it's a delay in purchasing, buying, or like delivering to some countries. So this process is very slow. And also, in case of Rafale deal, it was planned to like it was planned around 1990s, but it happened executed in 2019 to 2020. So this is very shocking. And what happened? Uh, and last year, it's not mentioned like last year, or like the government had to return 12,500 crore of capital allocation because it was not spent on time. Like it was that money was for some like defense equipments and other development work in that sector, but it was not utilized at that time, and it has been returned to Ministry of Defense returned back to government because it was not used due to delays. So it's a big problem. So yeah, this and in yes, one thing also mentioned in this in last section, like defense research and development is kind of not like it. The government is not paying attention to that, so they need to strengthen that part as well, because there is a defense organization like DRDO that receive funds, but it's not used properly, and still research part is very weak in our country, so it need to be strengthened. So in conclusion, the thing is like India, apart from giving budget to that section, they need to remove that procurement system or delays that is happening due to complexity in process, and pay attention to research and production. Yeah, this was all about this article. Thank you so much for giving me opportunity. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, thank you for reading it. And it is a very long article and a very important one. It is regarding the defense. It is first saying that since the budget is increased, it is also a time to streamline the process. And you have nicely explained it in detail. We have to do research and development in proper way. There are bureaucratic delays which we have to remove. And yeah, this is the thing. So now we this is the end of our news nexus session. Utkarsh, task for you is that you have to select two vocabs from this article. Since the article is long, you have to at least select three vocabs from this article and use them in one sentence, or at least tell the meaning of it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much.
And thank you for everyone for being a part of this newspaper session. Satya, Shikha, and everyone. Even Siddhi is not here right now, but she is the one who collected all the articles. She um, and means she finalized the articles, and she was always there. So thank you everyone, and this is the end of News Nexus section. Tomorrow Saturday at 7 a.m. we will again have the newspaper section. Thank you.